This is Taylyn Paris, and I'm in Mr. West's advanced drafting class at Joliet Central. This is a presentation of my portfolio for all my projects I did this first semester. This is a list of all the projects I've completed this year: a 3D star puzzle, an acrylic sign, truck hub cover, coin holder, dial caliper, earbud case, a medal, and a phone stand. My first project was a 3D printed star puzzle. It has 6 pieces that fit together and form a 3D star. I thought it would be cool to make one of these star puzzles, and it was. I printed each of the 6 pieces a different color. It turned out good and works great. It was an easy project and I didn't have any problems with it. Something that I learned from this project is to make sure that all dimensions are exact. I also learned how to put this puzzle together. My second project for the first semester is an acrylic light-up sign with a base and LED light strips. I made the design of my sign, which is of my favorite hockey player, Jonathan Toews, holding the Stanley Cup. This project needed a lot of teamwork, which is important because each of us had our own ideas on how certain things should be done. I laser engraved the sign with the help of Jack and Greg. Jack taught me how to solder wires for the LED light strip. This project isn't finished yet, and there are a lot of steps that need to be completed with my classmates in order to finish this project in semester 2. I learned how to use Photoshop and Illustrator for this project. I had to learn both of these programs and know them really well because they are used to create designs that the laser cutter can engrave or cut out. Also, I learned how to use the laser cutter. My next project was a truck hub cover. I worked with Sam going on this project. The purpose of the project was to replace the broken hub cover on my dad's truck. We finished it in a little over a class period. It still needs to be painted and attached to the truck. This project helped me build communication skills through brainstorming on how we should even start the project. Communication was used through giving Sam dimensions needed to create this in Autodesk Inventor, and also I gave my ideas on how the part should be designed. I made a coin cup for my truck. I wanted to be able to grab change out of the cup holder without having to sort through it all, so I made a cylindrical cup with 4 cutouts for each coin to sit. I didn't have any problems with this project, and I'm probably going to 3D print another one for my other cup holder because it works so well. For my 5th project this year, I 3D printed a dial caliper. I 3D printed it 4 times and it still doesn't quite work, so second semester I will be working on this project and trying to get it working. I will adjust tolerances and other things like I did before. There are a lot of things that didn't go right with this project, such as fitting pieces together, tolerance, and a mistake on my part, which was using a little bit too much glue. I learned that I will sometimes have to reprint or re-engineer a part so it'll fit. I learned that improving on the design will help in the long run. A simple project that I worked with Sam on was an earbud case. It was something quick and easy, and we used the new Ultimaker 3D printer that we got for this project. When they were finished, we found out that we had to make a few size adjustments and reprint them. One major adjustment that was made was the whole piece had to be a little bit longer because the earbuds didn't sit correctly like the way we had planned. We made the adjustment and it worked out great. Other than having to reprint, there weren't any issues. It was fun to make something that we could actually use. I learned that before I print, I should recheck measurements and make sure that the overall design is exactly how I want it before I 3D print it. Another project this year is a 3D printed medal for the winners of the Joliet Cyborgs Dodgeball competition, sponsored by Mr. Connolly. I worked with Sam on this project as well. We had to finish it fast because we found out that morning that we had to design and 3D print them because they were needed that night. We 3D printed them on the Ultimaker printer, but something went wrong and the print was all messed up, so we had to reprint them on the old printer. Something I learned is to not rush through the projects because sometimes things get messed up. The 8th and final project for 2017 was the 3D printed phone stand. It has a spot for a charger too. I have a phone stand already, but I wanted to redesign one and make it better. The only problem was that the 3D printer ran out of material, and for some reason all of the circles were shaped like octagons. Otherwise, it was a simple and easy project to end the semester. I learned that angles are important when you want to make something strong, because if the angles aren't correct, the whole model won't be able to support what it's meant to hold, in this case, a phone. Throughout this semester, I have learned that communication in the drafting world is important, especially when working as a group. Communication will help me in the future when I have to show other engineers my design and help them understand my ideas. A lesson that I learned is to not rush through projects. I enjoyed semester 1 and I wouldn't change anything. In second semester, I'm excited to 3D print more projects and use the laser cutter more. And hopefully I get my dial caliper working. I want to thank Sam, Greg, and Jack for all their help with the 3D printer and mainly the laser cutter. Also, thank you, Mr. West, for all your help with anything that any of us needed.